Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this little shit show we call the Daddy 19 podcast.
Yeah. Episode 65. Hit the music. We're coming in hot.
It's not bad.
All right, let's jump right back into this combat. You guys came into this throne room. You had 4 ghouls standing in this room. You got a surprise round. Started off good, but then Zavril, he ended up getting paralyzed. And we're going to jump right back in, top of round 2.
Got himself paralyzed.
He tried to blame me for it, too.
Like that Bad Finger 11 song.
Mm.
You know it. I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. You know what I'm talking about.
I never heard of it.
It's bad, but it's good. It's Log.
It's Cappy's theme song.
Speaking of what, then play it right now, because Cappy is up, top of round 2.
All right, Cappy's going to sidestep to his right and let off another Eldritch Blast. He doesn't want to get in striking range of one of these ghouls.
Wait, does that...
There's a pillar in between them.
I assume with the pillar in between.
Yeah, okay,
corner
I get
rule.
you. I get you.
Okay, letting loose. Yikes.
Don't forget to add the D4.
Oh, yeah. Forgot that in the recap. Svetlana,
7 rounds.
That's a hit.
7 more rounds of bless.
So-
Yeah, got a bless on the board.
9 plus 15 to hit.
15 to hit on which ghoul?
Straight ahead from me, pretty much.
Okay, ghoul 2 is getting hit.
He's the one who just came down and started feasting on Zavril's paralyzed body.
That's right. How much damage? 5?
Damage is going to be 2d10 force.
Ooh.
So that's 7 damage.
I'm sorry, what is force damage?
It's like gravity,
Yeah.
right?
Just
I
like
picture just like the force from
Kinetic.
Okay, yeah,
Kinetic.
okay,
Kinetic,
yeah.
yeah. Good
Gotcha.
word.
Kinetic force, all right.
It's like when you're standing on cardigan and that fucking wind is just beating down.
Fucking wicked. All right, good force damage coming out of Copernicus right now. I can smell it.
Smell that force damage.
All right, ghoul number 3. You're up. Okay, I'm gonna take my time. All right, take my time. Ghoul number 3. Oh, do I get a repeat save on the turn? Turn undead. Remember,
I don't think so.
as long as you open it up. Really? So
It's a certain amount of rounds, I thought.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah,
duration?
it's 1 minute, so it's 10 rounds. This would be rounds 2.
Wow. So no repeat saves.
But once they get 30 feet away, they don't have to keep running. They just can't be close enough.
Hold on, let me bring this up. Has to go as far away from me as it possibly can.
Until you're out of sight, right?
For 1 minute. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. Important that we know that.
Mm-hmm.
A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can.
Period.
Period. Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Well, if that's period, that's period. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he can actually move, but now he's getting into difficult terrain. He's in the water now.
Even more difficult terrain.
I'll smarten them up. Well, everything's difficult terrain now, I thought.
Right, but that's even more difficult.
No, you guys aren't on
That's
difficult terrain.
difficult terrain.
Really? This is what I base my difficult terrain
Wicked
on.
fucking hard.
I use my eyes and look at the map, and if there's any kind of, like, the water there is difficult terrain.
For sure.
That makes sense.
Even leading up to it, that 10 feet.
Yeah, that looks a little rugged.
Believe me, that was questionable for me. I was like,
There's
if there was
speckles on the map.
If there was a few more speckles there, I would have called it.
If there was rubble, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. There's got to be fallen debris, visible fallen debris, or cracked, crumbled bullshit. Okay, or skulls even, bones.
Or fucking sloppy ass mud.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Mud
The
would
water
be,
lapping up on the shoreline. It's so slippery.
mud would be worse.
Oh yeah, if it
Deadly
was like algae
slippery
coated.
rocks.
Ew, yeah.
Doesn't
Reminds-
look like difficult terrain. Then you step on one, you're on your ass.
That's like the refuse
Your beer's
pit.
floating in the lake.
Yeah,
Fucking
done.
bones done. All wet.
All right, Irme, you're up.
I'm going to hit the one in front with a firebolt again.
Okay,
Or attempt
let's
to.
finish
There you
this.
go.
Let's finish this, guy.
That's a 14. Well, no, 19 actually. Adjusted.
It's a hit.
And I need 2d10 here.
2d10
Yeah.
on Ghoul 1, the
Yeah.
one right in front of you. It's
Yeah.
gonna die. It has 2 hit points left.
Okay.
If you want to roll damage to see what kind of damage you do, feel free. I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, 14.
Nice.
Blasted.
I wouldn't blame you because I like to do that too. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, I like seeing my hits. All right. Irme obliterates Ghoul number 1. Let me delete him.
It's like that scene in Vikings where they cut him down the back and they pull his lungs out and they throw it up over him. It's called the Red Eagle. Watch what you just did to that ghoul.
That's what you
With a
just did.
firebolt. If you can visualize that.
I can.
All right, is that it for Irme's turn? I'm going to try to move.
Irme-
This is just kind of minion combat. I'm going to try to move through it rather quickly.
Yeah, Irme's going to move up and left, diagonal left,
All right, up and left.
just to get a better shot at the other ghoul.
Okay.
Zabril's just gonna stay in place for now.
All right, ghoul number 4 is up. He also needs to flee.
Minion combat.
All right, Svitlangi, you're up.
Svilangi's actually kind of feeling anxious that Ras N'si was not in here. Quick glance around the room. I know Copernicus had asked this earlier, but that symbol, is that on the floor or is that like a statue?
I almost
That
went to
thing in the
stand
cell?
on that.
It's on the floor.
Svitlangi, you know at a quick glance, you know that those are Ras N'si's personal teleporters.
I thought so.
That's where
I thought it might take me to
suspected as
him.
well, yeah.
And you also know, in regards to those, if you don't know the proper incantations in your head while stepping on it, no telling where you'll end up.
Oh shit, son.
Okay.
Morphed into a rock somewhere.
Okay.
No.
Like in Star Trek?
No,
No.
nothing that crazy.
Okay.
You just can't control the destination. You'll end up in another room.
Are these so there are more than one of these around? Are they linked to each other? Like when if you know the
Yeah,
incantations?
you know there's one in the harem, one here, and you know there's one that Fenthaza must have used up on that balcony where they usually come out and speak
Okay.
during So, and you found that peculiar too. Fenthaza must have gotten the incants from Ras N'si, and maybe you even might make that connection, is that maybe in selling you out, she convinced him to give her the incants so she could travel quickly around and fulfill her plan.
Okay. The remaining ghoul that's in the room, I'm going to swing with my whip and my scimitar.
All right.
Whip first this time. And I believe that's a hit. It's 14.
Yep.
20.
Yep. They have AC 12.
Okay, so that's 4 slashing damage.
All right. Bloodied.
And the scimitar, definitely a hit. It's like a 25 or something. You still get your to hit bonus in the second attack, right?
Yep.
And 2 points of slashing damage.
All right. Pretty good. Svitlangi isn't bad with melee weapons, apparently. I don't think we've seen it yet, really.
Nope.
Okay, Zavril, why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw? Make it a good one.
It was.
There we go. 18.
18. That is enough to shrug off the paralysis. I believe you're still prone.
He was prone?
I think if you get paralyzed, I mean, in my mind, if your muscle seize, you fall over.
That is a possibility. However, he did say when he got paralyzed that he froze in place. Or he said that he stiffened up or...
Yeah, but can he like
Something
break
like that.
the rule? Like,
You
can
like
he
stiffen
say
up
he didn't?
and then you fall over.
Yeah,
There's no way you're gonna stay
yeah, you
standing.
stiffen up and you fucking close.
Stiffened up, fell face first into the
I
floor.
just
Here-
didn't
hear my
remember
case.
hearing that he was prone.
Well, no, hear my case for it, right? And you tell me. So he got paralyzed, stiffened up. I can see him remaining stationary at that point, but the second ghoul came up and fucking raked him, got a crit on him. He had to have fallen from that.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And I think
Just wish we would have been told at the time.
Yeah,
I
think,
thought it was common knowledge.
when he said it, I imagined I was standing in place. I remember I was like, no, you would like, you'd like fall right the fuck over.
Only if your original posture is shitty.
which
Like when you
Let's
get those,
be honest.
when you get those shitty action figures that never
yeah, that
stand
don't
up.
stand up right.
yeah, you can't for the life of you can't get him to stand.
In Zavrel's defense, I bet he has excellent posture.
Oh, Zavril does for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, he's not a sloucher.
No way.
Zaves?
No.
I picture more of a
No.
sloucher.
No.
No way.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Maybe an ass shifter, like maybe you got some sciatica going on. Ooh, that might change things. Is all that difficult terrain?
Is
Not
that check at the beginning or end of my turn?
That's a good. I'll tell you right now. It says the target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. So unfortunately,
I will lay here for my turn then.
yes, you will. Ghoul number 2 is up. He's going after you again, Zaves. I hate to say it, but you're low-hanging fruit here. And these are fucking these are, ghouls.
Don't be talking about my low-hanging fruit.
So he's still prone then.
You're about to have a
Yeah.
ghoul tongue on
Okay.
your
but it's
your-
not.
Advantage.
But it's not an automatic crit.
It's advantage.
Just advantage, no auto crit. Not like he needs it because he got a natty 17 on that ass. So here we go again. Actually, this one is coming in with a bite. That's what it is. The bite is a little different. It's a little more initial damage, but it doesn't have the paralysis attached
look at
to
that
it.
tongue. Look at the tongue on that.
Yeah,
thing.
that tongue definitely caresses your cheek first before the teeth follow
Yeah.
it up.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It that tongue wraps around your low-hanging fruit.
Not your
awake
favorite.
now.
Not your favorite enemy anymore.
13 piercing damage as that bite nails you, Zaves.
How much?
13.
Ooh.
Yeah, so these guys got some bite.
Ghouls got bite.
Where's you guys' combat tracker?
Right here.
You're going in blind here.
Zavril should be. Oh, it's back to beat.
It is back top of round 3. Copernicus Heart.
Cabby's going in for the kill with this. He's going to advance on the ghoul and with his packed weapon, not Shadow Blade, his regular packed weapon that he fights with. He's going to come in and thrust from behind this buckler.
All right, I'm feeling it.
I think I got this D4 for 1. Okay, that's 7 and 14 to hit
Ooh,
That's
you did
gonna
it?
do it. Wow.
for 9 damage.
9 damage is enough. Wait.
gotta
Nine
be getting
damage
close.
is enough to kill it.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, up over the buckler, pierce it in the neck.
All right. Yeah. So, so how many more rounds are left on that turn?
This was round 3.
Round 3. Start
Okay, so
beginning.
7 more rounds.
Wow. Okay. So you know that you've got roughly what?
42 seconds.
42 seconds before those ghouls return. Now, you also remember Fenthaza, what she had mentioned about Ras N'si is probably fondling the cube in his lair behind the throne room. You remember that?
We do.
Okay, so
And now
there
that-
might be a secret door or something.
Yes, and knowing that gives you an advantage when searching for you know one exists, okay? Because of Fenthaza told you, and this is just mechanically out of the book. So if somehow you discovered that it does exist, then it gives you an advantage when searching for it.
All right, Svitlongi's just going to rush toward the back of the end of the room.
What are you doing, Snake Woman?
We do not have much more time before the other two ghouls return. There has to be a secret door here.
Cappy will follow up behind her.
And this is a perception check?
Yeah, it's a perception check.
Not great. 12.
12 with your advantage
Yeah.
is not enough to do it. Now you've got.
Wait,
let's
does my
say
bless
that.
count? I don't remember. No, it does not.
Okay, so that took a.
One of my rounds.
One
But
of
does
your
anybody
rounds.
else have?
Yeah, anybody can search.
So Irme and Zavril could do it still within this round.
Yeah, Irme will run up and
25 feet. You're able to make it.
Do you also get advantage?
no,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
thinking.
you-
I
you
do.
guys
I
were-
was just thinking of using a thing, but I have advantage already.
Yes, everybody.
Now
who-
that you're aware that there's a
Okay.
secret door there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we know
Irme,
it's somewhere.
Irme's going to move up to the wall, push her glasses up and squint, put her glasses back down, look around. And natty 19.
Nice.
Natty 19. Yeah, that. Okay, so yeah. So pretty much right in front of you. A little actually, it's closer to where Svitlongi was looking. You know, she just must have missed it, but you do notice a small lever, and when you press it, the wall in the far northwestern corner slides open, revealing a passage.
You guys run up there and you just start slapping at the wall.
Yeah.
I know it's somewhere. Right? I've seen
Touching
this.
stones.
Read this in a book before.
Let us move before the ghouls return.
All right, you guys move in. Now, I mean, yeah, it is what it is at this point. The sound of that stone door sliding open, there's no point in stealth at this juncture.
Yeah.
Irme will let Svitlongi go first if she'd like.
Well, so Zavril's behind us though, and you made it sound like before that because we didn't do inventory and stuff like that I had a healing potion.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that you could have potions and stuff, or even
Okay.
like alchemist fire and whatever else you think your character would have as an agent in the field in Chult. You know, I mean, you're what, 7th level? I just think that
Yeah, we just
6.
don't. We've been out here so long.
we
Okay.
never went through it, but I would think that you would have starting gear other than just your equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, all right. I'm going to give Zavril a healing potion. We need you in top shape, Hunter.
So it's a
The final battle is upon us.
so what? It's a potion of greater healing. Is this what's this tier 2 one? Whatever the tier 2 one is. Got Beyond open.
Is it like cure moderate wounds or something?
There's potion of healing, then there's potion of like greater healing.
Yeah, Potion of Greater Healing is the second one, 44 plus 4.
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, go ahead and roll it. 4d4 plus 4.
All right, here we go.
You know how to add multiple. If you pick up a d4 and while you're holding it with the left button, tap the right button to add another one to your hand, so you can roll all 4 at once.
That's interesting. Except it doesn't show up on the screen.
What do you mean? Of course it does. Watch.
I just rolled them.
See?
Do you see the ones that I rolled or no?
Yeah, individually.
No, I mean the ones I rolled after that, like all together. So I'm holding 4 right now, right?
I don't see what you're holding. I'm just in your cursor. You know what I'm saying?
Nerds, man. What just happened?
We'll go over it, and I watched a video,
But-
YouTube video, on like little tips and shit
But I-
to use fantasy grounds.
Okay,
and I
yeah,
learned it
this
in there.
But
tutorial
yeah,
needs
it was
to happen later.
17.
Yeah, save this for BTS.
17, you got it.
I was amazed by how smooth it looked when
Yeah,
John
when
did
it popped up, yeah.
I also like he did it under my name, under
Yeah.
Cappy's name.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I was like, well done, Cappy.
Well,
Oh, 'cause
Cappy
it's
rolled
Cappy's-
like shit,
That's
but
because
yeah.
it's Cappy's turn in the initiative. That's why. All
Not
right.
exactly average.
Yeah, you got 4 in there.
All right. So looks like Zayd's hit points are good to go for the most part. The potion helped. Now the door opened. You guys, it's a matter of time now.
Let's make sure that the door is closed behind us when we move through.
Cappy will put a hand on Irame's shoulder and just kind of wait
It's
for
not
the
the
other
time
two
for
to go
that.
ahead of us.
Svitlangi will go in first.
I'll turn back and nod at Cappy. Like, yeah, I ain't fucking going in there first.
Yeah.
And Svitlangi will she'll roll in with some bearing. Like her back will be straight. And she's going to look around the room to see if she can find Ras N'si waiting.
I've got a bad feeling about this, Elf.
I think we can make this work in our favor.
Quincy,
Quincy?
you roll up your map and tuck it away safely,
That was good.
as you've done so many times before throughout your life. You bend down to retrieve the piece of the sphere, the very piece that had brought the half-drow Copernicus Hart into the deadly lands of Chult to save the soul of his murdered wife. The one that supposedly held his dark patron, Sybil, captive. Questions flood your mind, and as soon as you touch the artifact, you hear a voice behind you, not belonging to Orvex nor Riga. You whip around startled to find a much different scene. The time-forgotten basement, piece by piece, begins reconstructing itself to paint an image from a time long ago. And 4 figures stand around you in a circle formation. A handsome, weathered mainlander bearing the mark of the Harpers. A thin golden band on his finger catches your attention, and looking closer, you see a slight layer of frost covering the ring's surface. Next, a graceful elven woman with long black hair pulled up into a ponytail, dressed in tightly fitted leather with a thin longsword hanging from a baldric at her side. However, looking more closely, there are several characteristics that portray her elven guise. She is not elven, but a fae of sort. A tiny dragon flutters beside her with its colorful butterfly wings. Beside her, a nobleman of sort, dressed and holding himself proper. This man must reside here, but otherwise carries nothing of note. And lastly, you blink a few times. To your surprise, a younger Master Triss,
What the fuck is happening?
dressed in adventuring gear, his rapier at his side. He moves towards the woman. Sibylia, we can find another way to stop N'si's assault on Mesro. You don't need to do this. We don't know what will become of you once we shatter the sphere. The dark-haired Fey woman turns to him with a sorrowful look, and while caressing his cheek, she says, Triss, my love, you have done so much for me and my people. I wish there was another way. I wish there was more time. Desperately, Triss turns to the harper. Artis, please! And Artis Cimber puts his hands on Triss's shoulder. My friend, you know what is at stake, and you know where my heart lies. Sibylia is doing what she believes she must do to save Mesro.
I feel like Bran Stark right now.
I know.
Oh, this is great.
I'm
Yeah.
freaking out.
Sibylia.
And it pains me to say we have failed in finding a better solution. The Krugen sphere is ready. Artis turns to the noble. Load it up and make ready for Mesro. If we leave now, we just might make it before N'si levels the damned place. And now, in Ras N'si's lair, and before you, shadows dance over what appears to be a bedchamber. Cushions lie in one corner and decorative shields line the walls. Treasures are heaped around the room, and at quick glance, you can see it consists of gold and silver coins, a gilded harp, jeweled wine flasks, pillows of silk and fine clothes are draped over wooden mannequins. Also, to the east, another one of those engraved stone discs is set into the floor of an alcove, identical to the one in the throne room.
Going to be rich.
To the west, a rectangular steel plate is mounted on the wall, and it's polished to a mirror-like sheen. And it's there Ras N'si rests on his massive, coiled, serpentine body. His upper human half resembles paling, dark skin, methodically wrapped in blood-stained bandages around his torso, wrists, and face. Truly a monstrosity of impressive strength. Staring into the mirror, Ras N'si finishes folding a bandage over his left eye. It is clear that Fenthaza has betrayed me. I have always understood the reasoning for her schemes, though what is unclear to me, however, is what your lot hopes to gain by siding with her. You see, to the side of him, resting against the wall, an intricately crafted longsword that occasionally emits tiny embers that float and fizzle out.
I serve the great old ones. What is Fenthaza? She's a Malison?
Yes.
And where is how far away is Ras N'si and that sword that's laying there? Is he holding the sword, or it's propped up next to him?
It's within grasp, right at the edge.
But he's not actually holding it at this moment.
Nope, he just got done wrapping his left eye with a bandage.
Just as a quick reminder, too, what was the fundamental rift in, like, Ras N'si was hoping to... Ras N'si had designs that not everybody agreed with, right? That was the fundamental...
What you know of that rift is that Ras N'si had promised the release of Dendar. He supposedly discovered a way to unlock the door that was magically keeping Dendar from entering the world. But it's been quite a while, and nothing hasn't fruited yet. So naturally, especially amongst the evil Yuanti, doubt is beginning to fester at his ability to come through. So a lot of the other Yuanti are starting to become convinced that maybe he's being made of a fool, doing the bidding for this powerful entity without receiving his end of the bargain.
Okay.
All right, while Svitlongi is starting conversation with Ras N'si, Copernicus is casting Mage Hand, and he's going to try to float that sword out of grasp from Ras N'si. Not trying to bring it to me, but I'm trying to silently just move it back a few feet, so if he goes to grab it, it's just not going to be there.
All right, and Mage Hand. What's the what do you call them? The components.
30 feet, verbal, semantic. If the sword's over 10 pounds, I can't move it.
Okay, but it is verbal.
It is, yep. So a spectral floating hand would appear at the point.
Yeah, I got it here. He can also cast it.
Giant fucking hand.
He can also cast it. Two hands are over it, fighting over it.
His own Mage Hand.
While you guys are having a dialogue.
Slapping each other.
While you guys are dialoguing, the two hands are thumb warring over the sword. All right. So you're doing a verbal. So you begin casting a spell.
Correct.
All right. That gets his attention.
It's a non-invasive spell. This isn't.
It's not.
This isn't heart surgery here.
It's not
This is a
invasive.
Well,
cantrip.
can I do a performance check to try to keep his attention while I speak to him?
Sure.
to distract him?
Yeah, you can give me a performance check.
All right. I don't have a good bonus here.
But I mean, you do have to recite an incantation, and that's,
For Mage Hand?
yeah. It's
Yeah, I
verbal.
picture it's more of like a
Mumble.
Mage Hand. It's not like Fireball here. This is a deceptive spell.
Yeah.
It's Mage Hand. It's meant to fucking sneak shit around and pick pockets. It's literally a spell.
I command you.
It's literally a spell for like picking pockets and doing crafty, sneaky shit.
Oh, it's only 11 on the performance.
Are you doing a jig?
No, but I was going to try to keep his attention. The great Ras N'si, your arrogance has been betrayed by your failure. The great old ones are displeased with your lack of fulfillment.
Right on fulfillment, Mage Hand. Right at the height of his.
He lowers his head without even looking towards you. Lowers his head from he was looking in the mirror before. How observant. Yes, it would seem the burden I carried for so many years have now begun to take its toll. He clenches his fist briefly and then lets it go. I had hoped to complete my legacy before whatever this is consumes me. Though I must confess, hope is fading with each passing moon.
Irme reaches into her pack and grabs the cloth. And for her, seeing Ras N'si for the first time, everything comes full circle. She knows why she saw everything that she saw. Seeing the bandages, she simply says quietly, because she is scared, she's humbled in this moment. Whatever confidence that she had grown over time in battle and other areas is gone. But she says, "You are sick. It's the death curse. We seek the same as you. We can save you."
You seek to release Dendar into this world to destroy it?
Actually, as a matter of fact,
Irme will actually say,
He's like hopeful.
Irme will actually say,
You will carry my torch when I pass.
Irme will actually say,
He doesn't say that to you.
yeah, okay, he doesn't
not
say that. Okay.
You mean I haven't been alone?
single tear.
Yeah.
No, he does not say. He knows damn well you're not going to try to.
Irme, before he can like proceed forward, Irme is gonna try to keep hitting home. She's gonna say you are failing. You have mutiny within your ranks. We have reached you. We have gotten in here. You need us. The only way forward for you is through us.
You know, if this guy was an actor, he would be Remy.
Remy?
I think so. You know what I'm talking
From
about?
Higher Learning?
He was like the shooter in that movie.
Higher Learning? The
Yeah.
skinhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. There's only one Remy, right? Yeah, I suppose I could see the relation there.
Remy?
I think he's more badass than Remy, though. Remy kind of broke
Just
down.
the actor who played.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I like that actor.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. He continues after Irme says that to him. My life has been long, and over the course of it, I've stood for many ideals. Though, under my current condition, I have been reduced to just one. He turns to glance at the painting of a volcano in a mountain range surrounded by a dense jungle. There is a locked gate deep under the peaks of flame, and behind it, Dendar struggles to enter this world. He reaches down, picks up where his sword used to be. No, I'm just kidding. He reaches down and he picks up a small cube from the vanity and stares at it with a certain melancholy. If you would entrust a monster such as myself with Just one small courtesy. What resides within the tomb of the 9 gods that brings us all here in this very moment?
Svitlong is going to let one of the other group handle this because she actually is not interested.
Yeah. That's why Irme wanted to kind of talk before her, before anything got out of hand. Yeah. Oh, okay, what is Irme going to say? All right, hold on.
Speak!
The cure from what ails you. Solving the death curse.
The cure for what ails this world.
Why don't you give me a perception check? I think it would... No, maybe an insight. Let's go... Yeah, insight. I like using insight in dialogue situations.
11.
Yeah, mine was worse than that, so...
Or from all of us.
Everybody who's looking at him while we're talking.
Ooh. Natty 20 for the Copernicus.
So 21 adjusted.
Copernicus, you notice at the mention of the death curse and such, he does react almost at first maybe confused, and then moves to curiosity, and then he collects himself as he realizes that he let his emotions betray him, and it all happened so quickly. It was a DC 16.
He knows he's dying. He knows it, though he denies it.
And then he says, like moths to a flame, we move with purpose unbeknownst. I will give you the cube if what you speak is true. And he extends his hand with the cube in it.
Cappy pushes April forward.
No, Irme will, because I think Irme will move forward to do it just because of the link she has to him.
Tried to fucking hold her back before.
He has his hand open and the cubes rests in the palm of it.
And as she takes
The fucking stinger on his tail.
as she moves
Throws her out of the building.
as she moves forward to grab it, she'll look at him. She'll make eye contact with his right eye.
His good eye.
It's good eye.
Look into my good eye.
And she'll say, and with your second
The other eye's looking up in his
no, it's bandaged.
You are addressing the wrong eye. Okay, this is fucked up.
All right. Ras N'si. So Irme moving forward as she goes to grab the cube from his hand, she'll say, and with your second chance at life, you'll seek Dendar.
He brings his hand down and he looks back to the mirror. We all have our purpose, young one. And some of us have no control.
How much of that gold has Cappy stuffed into his backpack?
Svitlongi is going to say, and my purpose is not the same as theirs. Take your cube. Leave this place. I have other business with Ras N'si.
Oh, this is getting weird. Okay. Do I successfully retrieve the cube?
Yeah,
Alright.
he gives it to you. Yep.
I'll give him a quick, head east down, whatever.
Yeah. As
Quick escape
brave
route.
as Irme was trying to be in that situation, she does quickly step back when she gets the cube.
He turns to you, Svitlongi, after hearing that threat. You hear like a strange humming sound, and you notice the shields that are lining the walls begin to vibrate. And he says, if I were you, I would take this blessing and do what you are set out to do.
1v1, I want to see this.
No, I can't even ugh.
Those shields, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
So-
I'd be fucking terrified of that.
I am. I'm looking at Copernicus
All right.
we have the cube and we have to go.
So what I was imagining is that Svitlangi's purpose here has little to do with the puzzle cubes.
Yep.
It was essentially to make sure that Ras N'si did not have possession of all the cubes, right?
The caveat with that, because the Yuanti schemes, right, is if Ras N'si gives up the puzzle cube, that means that he failed in his mission to that entity to keep the cubes from you guys or from anybody. So Fanthaza was hoping that if Ras N'si doesn't honor his end of the deal with that entity, the entity would destroy him in turn. And that's why she, in case Fanthaza didn't make it, she tasked you with entering the tomb and acquiring the black opal crown.
So I have to actually go all the way. Oh, all right, that's right. Well, now what can I do here to...
So your mission is... So Ras N'si essentially completed your mission for you. So he's openly handing you the cube, thus placing his own life in danger. But he's, with you guys' help, of course, he already started realizing that he was dying. But you guys, at the mention of the death curse and the cure residing on the other side of that obelisk, he's beginning to have doubt that the entity that he dealt with is being honest with him. So he's putting his chips on you guys' side, you know?
Right.
Irame's going to look to Zavril just to catch, if anything from him, and then to Copernicus, and her mind is reeling right now as to who Ras N'si, this great villain, our greatest so far, who he could be serving.
I have no clue, but this
good?
guy doesn't seem that great. He seems kind of pitiful.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's like falling apart. But who is
falling apart? But it is worth mentioning, he still looks pretty girthy.
Yeah, he's still formidable.
I mean,
Still has a chunk of hip.
Darth Vader technically only had a torso and one arm.
Still looked pitiful.
That is exactly what Zavril would be thinking, isn't it?
I mean, you guys do get a sense that, the Ras N'si that once was is no longer. So you could very well be looking at him with pity at this point, if one would,
I was going to put this forward. We don't get to use the D12 much. So how about 3D12 times 10 is how much gold Cappy just scooped up.
Yeah, give me a.
Sleight of
He
hand.
probably doesn't give a shit.
It'd be a sleight of hand.
Okay, that's not going to happen. There's a 3 on the die. I'm not trying to sneak it. I'm just pushing my luck.
Oh, you're just
take it. Does he care?
He doesn't say anything to you, but he's still kind of waiting. At this point, I think he was.
Okay, yeah. So, so after he says that, what was his last word again? He's kinda,
take your blessing and leave.
Right.
Yeah. Svitlangi, who had, when she was speaking that threat, had her hand on the hilt of her scimitar. But it looks like she reconsiders for a moment and relaxes her grip and says, I trust you will be dealt with. And she looks at the others. It is time for us to leave now.
And he, what, you got something to say, Zaves?
Nope, I'm just gonna take a couple steps back.
Oh, I want to know. I want to ask him. Fuck.
What do you want to ask?
Tell me. I want to ask
You're still
him.
in the room.
I want to ask. I just don't know how I'd phrase it. Like, it's such a heavy question to just be like, who do you serve? You know?
Dendar.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
So Dendar's beckoning him from beyond to do his bidding, but could it be Ubtao? Could it be...
I thought they said that he was chosen by... I don't know. I don't think it's Dendar. I thought, the Yuanti were all trying to get Dendar or something.
Yeah, they're all trying to
But
release Dendar.
he was leading that charge, though. Right?
No,
Oh.
Kwei's right. So Ras N'si promised the Yuanti to release Dendar.
Right.
And this entity that he made a deal with promised him a method of unlocking and freeing Dendar.
But who is the entity?
So the other Yuanti are starting to get feeling like Ras N'si is being played for a fool.
So maybe...
Who's poisoning your mind?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And the only person I can think of is Utao, right? So as we're leaving, Irame's going to turn and try to look as sympathetic and connected to Ras N'si as she possibly can. And she's going to say... What did you say?
Like, who's poisoned your mind?
What was I gonna...
It's a tough one to phrase.
Yeah, it's a tough one to phrase.
You gotta be real careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a gentle question. It's not like, who's your master?
Because if phrased a certain way, it might spark maybe a renewed fear in him of the entity.
Well, we already have the cube, so...
But at the same time, it might be... I see where you're going. It might be beneficial to know.
Yeah.
You know, and knowledge is power, ultimately.
I would like to know.
I mean, really, like, hey, you giving this to us, now who do we have to fear coming after us?
Xavier, you could say that too.
Yeah, you do it. I don't want to ask him.
I don't want to have anything to do with this guy.
Irame's going to elbow you. Fucking do it.
I already started backing up, so...
Do you want me to ask him?
No, Irame will say...
It's like, no, don't do it.
We don't want Copernicus talking.
Who the fuck is pulling your strings?
Do I need to cut off your hands?
Do I need to give you the drow finger as well?
Irame will... Maybe she'll just say something that might get her somewhere. She'll say, fear not the great entity you serve. We will finish this.
He ignores that and says, my people will not bother you as you take your leave.
Irame will nod, close her eyes and
think
nod
it's time to go.
and walk out with her friends.
Svilangi will be the last one to leave, and in an effort to save what little bit of face she has left after backing down from her threat, she'll just turn her back, defenseless to him, and walk out slowly.
Boss move.
You gotta recover a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
Respect that.
But how do you not help putting your fucking shoulders up to your ears as you're walking out?
Oh no, she wouldn't.
Hate to see you go,
Gotta
but
fight
love
that.
to watch you leave.
So, we still don't know the entity.
Who number 2 works for.
Yep. That was so difficult for me, though. How do you ask that question?
I feel like you gotta let Cappy do it sometimes. He's got +6 to persuasion, intimidation, all that shit. It's right up his alley.
You could have just taken it.
Yeah, you could take it.
I didn't want to steal your thunder.
I had no thunder. That was the problem. I knew what I wanted to know, but I couldn't. That's scary. What if he fucking... And then I thought, what if I specifically mentioned who I thought he served? What if those fucking shields start rattling harder and the whole fucking place erupts? Like, what the fuck?
So, the final puzzle cube is in hand. All 9. After all of this. So you guys arrived in Omu, and you've been going through, you learned of the shrines, right? You learned the legend of the 9 gods. You've infiltrated, 3, 4 of those shrines? Gone through... God,
4 or 5, right?
How many
It's gotta be
episodes?
Utao.
4, I think we infiltrated.
How many episodes have we...
I mean, I really don't think it's Utah.
What? You don't think so?
Listen, the first shrine was the gladiators, and that happened in, the 40s. So we got to Omu in the 30s.
Alright, I mean, you guys have been chasing these cubes for a long time. And finally, the 9th and final cube is in hand.
Just handed to us from Ras N'si. Didn't even
Yeah.
have to fight him.
I had a feeling, but Irame had never actually seen Ras N'si in his current state. So she didn't know if he was actually suffering from the death curse. She could only put that together in her mind, and then upon seeing him, she knew. You know, it's probably not, because this is all speculation, but like, from what we know, it would make sense if it was Uptao. Uptao wouldn't care if Ras N'si released Dendar, because he, like, wants the blight on the land. He destroyed this place.
That's not necessarily true.
No, he
Uptao's-
turned his back
I mean,
on
Uptao's
the land.
sole purpose, the deal he made with the other gods,
Was to keep Dendar at bay.
well, that was his part of the bargain. The gods gave him Chult, and if he would guard that door.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that is a blatant contradiction, right? For it to be Uptao.
Let's think about this. It's got to be something we've already been presented with, correct?
I think
would
so.
think.
You would think. But the only other
entity
powerful would be
anyways.
what? Timora?
No.
She's
Timora's got no reign here.
Yeah.
really.
All right here.
That's what.
I mean, we're in an ancient primordial fucking jungle. There's probably entities out the yang.
yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
How about a little hint though? Would it be the name of something that we've heard before? Have we heard the name before?
I want to say, and I don't even really remember, but I want to say Valindra.
So that's where we have to look for clues then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it would have been presented to us.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be something out of left field we haven't heard it on.
That's what I was thinking. But I couldn't think of.
Or maybe not.
Is it the Soulmonger?
Soulmonger is, I mean, what do you
The artifact.
Yeah,
right?
you guys don't really know that.
Well,
So
though-
I'm actually curious if it's a person that put the Soulmonger in place, though.
I'm wondering if, us as players may not remember what Valindra said, but what about our characters? Would they remember? Like,
No, my character does not.
does Kathy remember the conversation they had?
No, but I think
Quincy remembers,
yes.
but he's not here.
Yeah. But I also think that our characters, could. I mean, upon new information, right? We have this interaction with Ras N'si, and we're all left kind of reeling from it because it's fucking weird. Like, we just took the cube from him. We didn't have to kill him, and he was this villain. So perhaps I think it'd be fair to say, if we were to go back and listen, it would be fair to say that our characters were trying to puzzle piece together and were brainstorming and then came up with it after thinking back on everything they've learned.
Right. And
Actually, the sad part is I think I have everything written down in a notepad from that conversation.
I do. I have some information here too, but the only person or thing or entity is the Soulmonger is all that I had. So I obviously missed writing down the fucking important part.
it's also non-critical information at this point anyway. This is just more to...
It's flavor.
Right, it's
Yeah.
more to please your curiosity than anything. It's not blocking your path forward
Yeah, no, it's not.
by any means.
It's just a little
But I want to know.
brain teaser for me. I just want to know.
Right. Well, maybe we'll find out next time on the Natty 19 podcast.
That was another reason why I didn't want to ask the wrong question and have the whole thing get blown up, because it's not that important at this point. It's
Still would have been.
I was in the middle of doing the Rotting Veil quest, and I kept getting paralyzed by that fucking Gyros, and I was getting really pissed off at it. And now this. Thank you.
I know how you feel. Being down that whole other battle was like, fuck.
Who's got the intro?
That was a good one. I liked it.
That perfect intro.
Going right into it.
You can't follow anything up after that.
Episode 65 on the Natty 19 podcast.
Oh man, we can retire. We're done.
It's retiring age?
I don't know. I think so.
Hit the music.
67.
Yeah.
They just
these
keep
days.
pushing it up, man.
I know. It keeps getting
We'll
older
get
and
there
older.
in a week or two.